Well, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm over in Nottinghamshire and I'm here to check out a brand new hide that's only just opened in 2026. So if you want to find out more, come along and let's go and see what we can see. Well, welcome back to the channel. So today, as I've already mentioned at the beginning, I'm here to check out an absolutely brand new hide that's up and coming and has got plenty of potential. So today I'm over in Nottinghamshire and I've been invited over to the C&S photography hides, as you can see behind me. What an absolutely fantastic hide this is coming out to look. It's just like being in a log cabin, isn't it? So I was contacted by Sharon, who runs C&S Photography Hide, back at the end of 2025, but unfortunately due to weather and obviously other commitments that I've had at home, I've had my mum who's had an operation at the end of last year and she just had another one recently, so obviously family commitments have also come into play. And to be honest, winter has just been absolutely rubbish. I'm done with it. I can't wait for spring to arrive, to be honest. Because every time I want to get out and photograph, there's nothing but rain. And I think looking at social media, there's a lot of photographers out there feeling exactly the same right now. So I arranged with Sharon to come and check out her hide. Weather, it's going to be a bit 50-50 today. We were talking last night and it come to a point where we was nearly going to call it off, but I'm glad that we haven't. It's overcast. And again, there's still potential that things will turn up. And again, I'm here for a whole 24 hours. Yes, I'm here all day, and then I'm here for a nighttime session as well. Now, Sharon does offer morning and night sessions, and she'll probably offer a full 24-hour one as well. That's something that you can discuss with her. Right, let's go and check out the hide. And also check out what it is that you can see here as well. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the place. Okay, so welcome to your shooting area. So from the hide directly itself, as you can see, you've got a nice big area of, it looks like tree roots that they're using here, which they've placed out a bird. So yes, it is a baited hide. So they've placed out a bird here because they get regular visits from the buzzard, which is amazing to see. And apparently it comes down and it sits here for quite a bit of time. So you can get plenty of photographs from this section. They've obviously you've got plenty of holes inside of here where you can put peanuts and you'll get all your woodland birds coming down and obviously anything else that flies by. So I'll show you a little bit more around here. So some of the props that Sharon has put in place, we've got this nice big tree log here. Again, it's somewhere where the tawny owl can sit. It's also an area where woodpeckers can come down, because I believe they're in the area as well, because just behind the hide is like a tree area. There's a little bit of woodlands just further back as well, so we get plenty of woodpeckers visiting. Like I say, a lot of woodland birds, because I can hear them all in the trees, probably telling me to get inside now, no doubt. Now she's placed out a area here, which is a gate post, because one of the visitors that do get down here is the tawny owl, which I am looking forward to that. So later on tonight, hopefully, we will get some tawny owls visiting. So we'll place out some stuff later on, obviously when it starts to go dark, and we'll set up some lights as well, so that all this can be lit up, so that if the tawny comes down to any of these perches, then obviously it's going to be seen. And then if you come further over here, you've got your feeders, which is for your woodland birds as well, to attract them in. And then I also believe that we also get a visit from a kingfisher, which I am really looking forward to. So if you come over this way with me, as you can see, you've got a couple of branches that are just sticking out here onto the water, and obviously I've been told that the kingfisher does come down there sometimes. It's just pot luck really, because you've got this absolutely fantastic flash that's here just behind us, where you'll get waterfowl coming down, they get swans. We've definitely got some ducks shouting over there at the moment. We've also got a heron that I've seen this morning on our walk down as well. So we're hoping that there's plenty of potential that we will come away with something today, if nothing. We also believe that there's a kestrel comes down as well, and he'll sit maybe on one of these posts. He might even come down to this lower rooted area here as well. So yeah, it's pretty much a good little spot. Now when I was coming in, we did see hares on the fields behind. There's masses of fields in this area around this hide. So there's hares, there's deers. I've seen a flock of birds flying just onto this field here, so there is other opportunities for maybe anything that passes through. So yeah, let's see what we can get and go and get ourselves set up inside. So come on, I'll show you around the hide. Okay, so welcome into the hide. So as you can see here, as you fully walk in, you can see that this hide is fully equipped with everything that you need. Everything you can think of, you're going to find it in here. Your food, your bed, there's all sorts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this door shut now, put the bolt on, and see what comes down. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, let's get the camera set up, get organised, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what is actually inside the hide, because you won't be disappointed really. Right, so let's talk about the hide itself now. So when you come into a nice little big open space where you've got here on your left hand side, you've got two shooting ports. So as you can see on here, I've put my 400 on here. Now, I will say one thing. My 400 is great for the perches which are along the flash edge here. Just about gets in the log where they place the food for the buzzard. So I would come prepared with a 70-200 or a 100 to 500 lens, or 100 to 400 or something along that range if you needed to. I mean, I've got my 70-200 with me, so I can set that up if I wanted to. And I've just got a moorhen that's come to try and check out some of the food that's been dropped around the logs. So yeah, as I was saying, I've got my 400 on, which is ample enough at the moment for what I'm wanting to do, especially later on tonight when we will be shooting tawny owls and obviously anything else that wants to come in on them further perches. But yeah, so you could set yourself up, if you was on your own, you could set yourself up on two cameras. In the second port you could have maybe a shorter lens, and then obviously on your other port you can set yourself a longer lens up for the further perches. And obviously anything that arrives on the flash, to be honest, because I've been watching it now and you've got the odd ducks and a few other things right out in the distance at the moment, which I just need to check out actually what is there. But whatever it is there's quite a group of them. So I'll have a look at that afterwards. Now I have heard the buzzard. I've heard it calling. I did sit and wait before I did this part of the video just in case it came down, but I've not heard it since. Right, so let's have a look around again, as I was saying. So you've got your shooting ports, you've got 2 chairs, nice comfy chairs to sit on. You know, you're not sat on just some garden chairs, you're on some nice comfy chairs here. So I like that. And then if you come into this corner, you will see, it might look a bit dark on the camera, it might not. I have lit it up a little bit because Sharon's got some lights down here. We've got an area here where you've got a kettle that you can plug in, and there's a couple of jackeries that you can use. There's tea and coffee, which is provided. There's water. I mean, I have come prepared, as always, with my own water anyway, but it's there as an added extra. You've got your cups that you can use. Again, I always come prepared. I've always brought my own, but you know, when you come to somewhere new that you've never been to before, you come prepared. Again, jackery, I brought mine as well, knowing that I'll be here 24/7. Or 24 hours, not 24/7, 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours I'm here for, roughly. So when you come into this corner here, you've got yourself a camping toilet, which is available. Comes with facilities like toilet roll and anything else, hand sanitizer and stuff in there. And obviously you can shut this off if there's more than just yourself here. The hide is actually heated with a diesel heater. This is great. It's set up on a fob system, so you don't need to mess around with it. It's just a case of on, off. That's it. And I tell you now, it gets warm very, very quickly. I've had to turn it off. That I got to a point that I got a bit of a sweat on. It got that warm. But it'd be great later on when it starts to go dark and start to go a bit cold out tonight. As you come over to this side here, you've got a shelf here full of all different bird food, so you can always go out and replenish some of the feeders if it needs to be. Obviously, if you don't need to go out and replenish them, don't waste it. And then on this here, I'll have to bend down so my camera does it. As you come down here with me, as you can see, there is a camping bed here as well. Now, I've put all my bags on here at the moment, but I have come prepared with my pillow and a blanket, because I think with the gear that I wear, which is quilted, which is all this, and my jacket as well, I will not need a sleeping bag, but you can bring a sleeping bag with you, or if you do turn up and you have forgotten your sleeping bag, then Sharon may offer you to use one of these that are here on the shelf as well. So yeah, there's plenty of lights, power banks that are all bobbing around. Again, I come prepared with all my stuff. But again, if you haven't got it or you've forgotten it, then there's always something here that they've placed in this hide that's going to make it a more comfortable stay. If you want to be, you know, if you want to do a full day or a full night or even 24 hours like I'm doing. So yeah, so that is a setup, and you know something, it's actually quite nice and warm in here. It's cosy, it's darkened out. You've got the two-way, the one-way glass which is here. I do love these portals that they've got here with the neoprene covers that are part of it to put your lens through, because you can zip it up and it just stops the cold coming in. But yeah, I think it's a great setup that they've got here. I was really, really surprised. You know, like I say, I go to hides. I went to the Kingfisher hide, and that was like luxury. Take your slippers with you, sort of hide. But Sharon is definitely heading in the same direction with this hide here. Everything you need is here, and you know something, Sharon's only a quick call away and just a short walk up the drive or across this field here, and she's there to help anytime whatsoever. Right, so it's just a case now of waiting to see what turns up. It has gone a little bit overcast, which is a shame. The wind has picked up a little bit, so any reflections on the flash itself are not going to happen. But it's still early. It's only 10:05 now. So yeah, it's just a case of let's sit and wait fingers crossed we get something. If not in the day, definitely later on tonight. Right, I'm going to go and make some breakfast because I've not had any yet. And I'm going to go and sit and wait and see what turns up. So while I've been sat here waiting, we've had the woodpecker came down. It came onto the suet, which was on the bird feeders that was over here. It didn't actually come to the log, which I would have liked it to. And then we had a jay, which came in and it sat on the perch, which I mentioned earlier about for the kingfisher, and it was showing all its crest. It had its crest up full, and it was shouting and that over there. Now, the only thing with the jay is they are known for mimicking birds, which makes me think, because I've not heard it since, was it actually the buzzard that I heard earlier? Because jays are very, very good at mimicking buzzard calls. Actually, they're really good at mimicking a lot of things, to be honest. You know, very intelligent birds. It only makes me think that only because that has been around, but I haven't seen any flight or any sound since of the buzzard itself. So, yeah. We've also had the moorhen, which came out of the water. They've had a little bit of a walk round here, just in front of the hide. And then we had a load of tough ducks. So I mentioned earlier about a load of ducks that were over here in the flash. They came over. The speed that they come over that lake, it's like they had little propellers on themselves, and you know the speed that they came across the water, was quite fast, to be honest. But I don't know whether something scared them off from that corner that made them come over quicker. But they sort of hung around for a little bit here, and there was bobbing and diving for stuff as well. Got a couple of shots and a little bit of footage, but it's not anything to really shout about, I'll be honest with you. Talk of the devil, the woodpecker's back now. It keeps going on this suet pellet. Yeah, it keeps sitting on the suet there. I wish it would come over more onto the big tree stump that's here. But you never know. We'll see what happens with that. The only problem I've got right now is the weather's coming. And at this moment in time, it is absolutely chucking it down. So there's not really much activity. The tough ducks have now moved further over on the flash again, too far away to photograph. All I've got at the moment is obviously the woodpecker here, which is again sat on the suet. But other than that, bar the odd blue tit that keeps coming down for nuts here off the tree branches here in front of us, it's very, very quiet. I just had two ducks just come and land as well, which sure what they are. Let's have a look. Tough ducks. Oh no. Male and female mallards have just arrived. So, yeah. They're really, really quiet, which is a shame. This weather just needs to disappear for a bit now and hope that we can get the buzzard to come down. That'd be quite nice to see if it did. But the only thing is, though, is when it starts to rain like this, it starts to feel a bit nippy as well. Right. Looks like we're going to be waiting a while. So it's been really quiet, especially when the rain come down. It absolutely chucked it down. Everything disappeared off the lake, everything disappeared off the feeders. Didn't hear a thing. And then once it stopped raining, we started getting a few blue tits back on the feeders. And I got a couple of cheeky squirrels. Still got one here now, talk of the devil. Who's having a few of the peanuts here on the big log. And I just had a bunch of about 4 or 5 long-tailed tits arrived. So that was quite nice to see, but they were very, very skittish. Slightest noise and they were off again. So I got a little bit of footage. They didn't stick around long enough for me to get a picture. So I'm hoping they come back. I'll keep watching along the bramble over in the distance there to see what movement there is, and hopefully that some stuff starts to come over this way. But time is going to tell. End of the day, you can't predict the weather, and you can't predict when nature's going to turn up. Let's see what that is on there. Oh, we've got a blue tit and a robin. So yeah, there's the robins turned out. You can always guarantee a robin. Like I say, the long-tailed tits would have been nice. I could have got a few more pictures of them. Still time yet for them to come back, hopefully. Before we start to lose the light too quick tonight, because I think we will. It's very, very overcast. There's not much break in it. So, yeah, we could lose that very quickly tonight. Right, I'm going to have my my hot soup. Or cup of soup, should I say. Not a full-on soup, just a cup of soup. And I'm going to sit a little bit longer and see what we get. If not, we'll be into the evening. And hopefully we'll get a tawny owl turn out. We need something good today. Just to finish the day off, if nothing else. So stick with me. I'll come back to see if I get anything else on camera. So we've currently got the buzzard. Sharon gave me a quick message to say it had been sat in the tree just behind the hide, where obviously I can't see. And it flew off over the lake, and at the bottom end, just directly facing where we are, it's just sat in a tree at the moment, just pruning itself. So we're hoping, and it's still pruning itself at the moment, we're hoping once it's finished, it'll come back over and hopefully come down for this bait that it's got here, this bit of food. And the other thing we've got a problem is in about an hour and a half, we'll be starting to go out and set up slowly the lights for the evening shoot. And actually, as we speak, the woodpecker's just come back onto the bird feeder. It's not bothered today at all with the log. But yeah, so yeah, in about an hour and a half, we're going to be setting up the lights ready for the evening shoot, and then it'll be the long wait to see if the tawny owl turns out, and possibly badgers, and then it has been seen a couple of times. Also a fox. But again, it is nature, and what arrives, arrives, and what doesn't, doesn't. But let's just hope this buzzard decides to come down before we have to start setting up, like I say. Because once we go out, that'll be it. That's a chance gone. Right, I'm going to carry on watching this buzzard in the tree. And if it comes down, I'll get some photographs and I'll get some footage as well. Fingers crossed, eh? Okay, so we've had a bit of a changeover now. Unfortunately, the buzzard didn't come in. It did get chased off by the crows, who kept bugging it. So it didn't actually come down. So that never happened, unfortunately. Which is unusual because it does come down in the morning, and it sometimes comes down just before it starts going dark as well. Okay, so one of the things I have changed over, and I'll show you here, is we have now changed over to, let me move my light because it's just blinding the camera. So we've now moved over to the 70 to 200 because the view out the window, I don't think you can see much through it because of the reflections. Obviously we don't need the 400, the 400 is just way too much, so that's off. We've now got a trigger on for the triggers, so I'm going to take you outside and just show you what we've set up. So when you come out here, we have set up 2 triggers, two flashes. So from here we have the first one, which we've set up here on our left hand side, and we have various different perches. So we've got this one here, which I've been told Tawny likes to come in and sit on, and then again we come to this bigger stump here, and what we've done is there's a couple of mice just on the top which have been there all day. I believe it doesn't like eating them, but just behind here it is a baited hide, and it's only a bit of supplement to get the Tawny to come over. We don't like to affect it too much from its natural hunting. So just behind this stump, just out of camera view, we have a little bit of bait. We also have a little bit, again, we're neutralising the big roots here that we've got. So there is a chick just in here, because apparently it likes to sit within this sort of area as well. And then now we're starting to use the gate. So as you can probably see, there's 2 bits of bait just there, and it does like to come and sit on top of there. And then again over to the right, we've got a second flash there. So Sharon told me that once we've baited everything up, and obviously then changed everything over, the tawny owl tends to come in sometimes quite early. Again, it depends on the weather. Now the weather has changed, it has gone a little bit drier, it is starting to break the cloud a little bit, so let's hope we get a bit better look this evening. So let's get back into the hide, let's get everything shut up, and hopefully we should get some tawny action. Oh, wait me a second. Okay, back with you here. So yeah, hopefully we should get some tawny action. Now the good thing about what Sharon's got set up here at the hide is, doesn't matter whether you're Canon or Nikon, the trigger, which is here, it's a Godox trigger, it is for both. So you don't need to worry about anything like that. That will be set up for you, no problems there. Now one thing you have to remember, and it's something that I totally forgot when I put the trigger on, and I thought something wasn't working or the trigger weren't working, is that if you are using electronic shutter or electronic mode on your Canon or even Nikon, I'm not sure if Nikon has electronic mode, I've never used one so I couldn't tell you, is make sure you put it back to mechanical, because if you don't put it back to mechanical then the flashes won't work. So there's a tip for you. Right, I'm just going to go and pack my loose stuff that's on the side here into my bag, and I'm going to settle down for the night and hopefully get some tawny and maybe some badger action. So stick with us and let's see what we get. I just thought I'd show you something as well, just while I'm waiting and packing my gear away. So if you're anyone like me who has a prime lens, i.e. this is the Canon 400mm f2.8, they always have this big massive padded cover that goes on the front that you have to try and get over your hood here, and also to not bend your neoprene cover that you've got going on here. So I found a guy on Etsy UK who does a proper clip front for your camera lens, because as you know, Canon don't make these, not for the prime lenses. And I tell you now, this that I bought, it's a UK supplier, has been absolutely perfect for my camera. As you can see, it just clips in and it's not loose at all, if I clip it in properly that is, and it just makes life so much easier when travelling, just putting it on and off, because that stupid cover that you get from Canon, it winds me up every now and again. So to have this on my camera lens takes up less space in my bag and it just slides on in. So what I'll do is, I'm going to pop you a link, because they don't just do Canon ones, and they don't just do prime lens size ones. They do it for all different lens sizes and makes and models. I'll pop you a link in the description. Go and check them out. UK supplier. I'm not at all being paid by this guy to promote this. I'm just doing this on my own behalf. I mean, I paid 60, 70 quid for mine. And yeah, I just thought I'd share it with you guys, because I know a lot of people out there have the same agonising issues as I have with these lenses. So yeah, right, let's get this packed away and let's wait for Tawny. Right, so we're all set up. I'm now back in the hide and we are ready, hopefully, for a night of tawny owls, which another one of my favourite birds. So as you can see, I've got a red light on my torch, on my head torch. I've got red lights in the brewing area. There is red lights, obviously, if you want to go and use the toilet. And any of the bigger lights are obviously dotted around if you need to get around the hide. But obviously we're trying to keep the brighter lights down to a minimum. So I've just got a little light here, which is on my DJI Pocket, which is lighting me up. And that's the only thing that I've got really on now. So what I've done, I will show you a little bit here. Let me turn the camera around and then you can have a look. So as you can see from the back of the camera, can you see it? See if it'll let focus in. As you can see here, even though it's pitch black out and I can't see really much going on there, as you can see here, I've got the, maybe it's not worth me putting my fingers in the way, is it? Right, as you can see there, so on my left hand side we've got the first branch that I told you about, and then you've got the back one, it's all lit up there, and then you've got the fence as well, which you can see. I'll shut the camera out, do apologise, it keeps, just because of the LED screen and I'm moving slightly. But I'm using my camera now to actually see whether the tawny is there or not. Because until my eyes actually settle in for the night, looking out, at the moment everything looks pitch black. So that's the only way for me to monitor really what's going on. I have heard it. I have just been out now because I just had to just move one of the flashes just slightly because it was causing a lot of shadow on the block that's on the floor. So I've just been out and tweaked that, and I can hear the tawny right over on the left hand side towards one of the houses there. Now Sharon has told me that's where it is and where it tends to roost. So that's a good sign that it is actually around. It's just now a case of just settling down, keeping things quiet and waiting. So the first thing I did, which was priority, is get myself a nice hot chocolate. As you all know, I only drink hot chocolate, I don't do tea or coffee. So I'm going to have that, settle in now, and I've got all my stuff to hand, so I don't really need to move around the hide too much either. I've got my drinks, I've got some snacks. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get a good finish to the end of this video. And you never know, we might even get a visit from the badger, but again, it's a 50-50 thing. It's not always guaranteed. But yeah, let's see. Let's wait. And you never know. And I'll come back to you as and when something arrives. So the tawny owl has just made its first visit. It's now 20 to 8. I know I heard it quite early. It was about 5 o'clock when I heard it hooting. But obviously, it rained. So it went very, very quiet. And there was no movement whatsoever. And the thing is, though, the rain did go off. It did make a quick visit and sat on top of the fence. But again, it's just started to rain. So I don't know whether something disturbed it and it flew off, or because it started spitting with rain again. But it's a good sign that it's been down once. Let's hope that we get plenty more visits. So it's been a bit of a long wait tonight, really. It's now 3 a.m. and I've heard the Tawny owl constantly hooting away. Like going from the left, then to the right, and then over to the trees in the far side. And also making that like a bubbling, gurgling noise, which is obviously used when they're feeling intimidated and obviously sorting their territories out. There's been a lot of that constantly going on tonight. It does sound like there is another tawny owl in the area, because I've had ones from the left and I had one sounding really close at the back of the hide here at the trees. Unfortunately, none of them have come down and had anything to eat. So they're either full or they're hunting for their own, or they're just sorting the territories out tonight, one or the other. Even now, I've got one which is on the, sounds like it's in the trees just over the opposite, the hide on the other side of the lake. And it's just constantly hooting and hooting away. But what we did get to see, and only just because there's not been much movement, you get to that point where you start sort of micro-sleeping. Getting a bit of the old nodding head going on. And just as I looked up, I could see this little bit of little movement going on. Anyway, when I finally put the camera on and managed to zoom in, it looks like it's a young badger. So I managed to get a couple of shots of it, but it was very, very jumpy. And slightest noise it heard and it was straight off. Up along the lake there. Now, I'm not sure if it's still been bobbing around, because there is a light that goes on and off down here, side of the hide. Now, it could be Sharon's camera that's doing that. I haven't really noticed, because I've not been out while it's been dark. But that's constantly been going on and off. Now, it could be the badger that's still been around. But I have seen a furry friend as well. A little rat, just one. And that was just doing a bit of cleaning up around the log pile. And doing no harm, to be honest. So I'm going to hang out a little bit longer. I was going to, about 2-3 o'clock, I was going to go get my head down. Try and get some sleep before travelling back home. But I think I've gone beyond that, trying to get asleep now. I think what I'll do is stick it out for the next couple of hours. And then when I can get out of the hide when the morning breaks, get a bit of fresh air, I think I'll be fine for travelling back home. But yeah, like I say, it has been a little bit quiet now. I think that's just mainly due to the weather. It has been on and off all evening with rain. I'd say the last hour or two, it's been completely dry, and it has brought, like I say, the badger out and the owls as well, constantly. But you can't predict nature and you can't predict the weather. Right. I think I'm going to grab myself a brew, warm up a little bit, and then turn the lights back out, see what else arrives. You never know, we might get an hour down before I come home again. But time will tell. Got a couple more hours, and we'll see. Right, I'll get back to you soon. As you can see from the next couple of pictures, how wet things actually got. This badger was absolutely soaked. Now before I start to bring this video to a close, I just wanted to show you some of the photographs and potential that this hide has actually got. These photographs were provided by Sharon, the owner of the hide, and I thought it'd be just nice to show you the type of images that you can actually get if you just have the time, patience, and of course the perfect weather. So it's come to that time now where I'm going to start packing my stuff down. Unfortunately the rain did come in again, and the Tawny owl just doesn't bend down whatsoever since the first time that I saw it, which is very unusual because normally they're down a couple of times over the night. It's not even touched any of the food that's been put out, which again is very unusual. Sharon's got footage of the Tawny owl coming down quite regular. She's even sat in here herself, and she's obviously had other people come and had some great times with the Tawny owl as well. So again, I think it's just down to weather, most of it, and it really doesn't help things whatsoever. And it just shows that how you can have this busy, active hide, but just a slightest change in the weather can just go from busy to zero. But it's just one of them things, picks a bad day for coming, and it is what it is, unfortunately. Like I say, it is quite an active hide. You get the buzzards down in the day. You get like all your wildfowl up on the lake, which is out here. You get plenty of woodland birds coming down onto the feeders. And again, at nights, there's a chance of seeing foxes. There's a chance of seeing, obviously, the badger, which we saw. It only looked like a young one tonight. And obviously, you get your Tawny owl as well. And there was at one point, we did get a fleecing look at the barn owl. I saw it come across the lake from the far side, and it shot off down the right-hand side of the hide towards the fields. So there's a possibility that you never know, one day when you're here, you might get the barn owl passing through and it might sit up on one of the perches. And again as well, when I arrived, there was deers out on the fields, there was hares. They are known for coming in to this area where the hide is. Again, it's just as and when nature wants to turn up. So what I'll do is I will pop all the details down in my description for Sharon's hide Facebook page, and also she's got a website as well, which she's currently just building up. It'd be great if you could all just go and give it a quick follow. Check it out. If you want just a day out or a night out over at the hide, just for something different, especially you live within a good driving distance from here. It's worth a trip over. And Sharon is still also in that learning curve. This is a new adventure for her as well. They've got the perfect location. They've got a perfect setup here with the hide. And, they like the feedback from photographers on anything that, that they could maybe introduce, or, something that they could maybe move somewhere else. you know, they're always enjoying that feedback. I mean, I've left in our conversations this afternoon, you know, I've mentioned about a couple of ideas of what they could do as well. And I really do think that this hide over time is going to get better and better. The potential is there, you know. But yeah, come and have a look for yourselves. Come and have a day here. Check out Sharon's Facebook page. There's photographs up there of what she captures. There's also photographs on her website as well, so you can have an idea of what, you know, the opportunities you can photograph while you're here. I mean, I know my video makes it look like it's just an absolutely a quiet hide and there's not much happening, but unfortunately it's just sod's law that it's happened to me when I've come over to do this video. But hey, what can you do? Like I keep saying, nature is nature, and it will come and go when it wants to. You know, you've got no control over that. And again, we've got no control over the weather either. So I'm going to get my gear pack down now. I'm going to unhook it all off and let it just warm up a little bit before I put it into my bag. And then it's a case of going, get in the car and get it packed up and start to head home. If you have liked this video, I know it's only been short, give it a thumbs up. You know, every thumbs up that I get helps to push my channel out there a little bit as well. And if you haven't subscribed, again, just give it a quick subscribe for me down here. Again, you know, it doesn't cost a thing to you, and it again helps push my channel out there as well. You know, I'm not doing too bad. It's holding its own, but it'd be nice, obviously, to get a little bit more subscribers, because there's a lot of people watch my videos that aren't subscribed. I have noticed that on some of the stats that get shown from YouTube. And as always, if you want to show a little bit of appreciation, I have my Buy Me a Coffee website, as always. And all the information, again, from today and my websites will all be in the description and area below for you. So, from the lovely C&S Photography Hides, thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next adventure.